Would you like a chocolate?
Oh, thank you.
Forrest Gump was in Savannah, Georgia, a town with interesting history. But tour guides say,
the number one question I get is, where's the bench in Forrest Gump?
Michelle Freener offers walking tours.
We are going to do a 90-minute history tour of Savannah.
She gets good reviews from customers, but her business almost didn't get off the ground because Savannah's politicians say to be a tour guide, you have to get a license.
I had to pass a college-level history exam with tons of obscure gotcha questions. It could be 3 to 5 months of studying it because it was about 120 pages. I had to map out where I was standing, what I was saying.
tour guides need licenses?
In some cities, you have to have a license just to tell stories.
Dick Carpenter, author of the book Bottleneckers, Gaming Government for Power and Private Profit, says Savannah's rules, like those in many cities, create so many hurdles for entrepreneurs. Not only did Michelle have to pass a difficult history test,
She also had to do a criminal background check, which meant she had to give a urine sample and a blood sample. She also had to go through a physical fitness test, and then she had to pay fees to the city as a result.
$100. And yet the test asked no questions about subjects covered by the most popular tours.
You know, the most popular tour in Savannah is a ghost tour.
So she complained to a city official.
There's no ghost questions on this test. And he goes, because ghosts aren't real.
There were no questions about the making of Forrest Gump either.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Even if guides give Forrest Gump tours, ghost tours, or food tours, they had to take the test.
The city was making a nice amount of money for people failing this.
A lot of people think that this fee is just another money grab by the city.
Alderman Bill Duran says it's important to license tour guides.
I hear a lot of tour guides saying things that make me cringe because it's just not accurate information. And so the licensing and the testing I thought was a good idea just to make sure people had the accurate information.
Politicians in a bunch of other cities agree. They demand that tour guides pass tests. The turning point for Michelle came when she got sick.
When I told them, hey, I don't think I could pass the physical this year, I was actually told by a city official, well, I guess you're going to have to find another occupation.
There were a couple of points that maybe went a little too far in the licensing process, having to have the physical exam periodically, maybe the cost of the test.
They basically said, if you don't like it, you can sue us. And when they said that, that's what I did.
With the help of the law firm, the Institute for Justice, she sued Savannah, and Savannah removed its licensing rule. So how does that go down? You bring the suit, and they sheepishly say, oh yeah, you're right, it's a First Amendment issue?
I wish it were that easy. There's discovery, depositions are taken, and so the city often,
months,
often years, they realized that this was, in fact, a First Amendment issue, and they stood to lose.
Savannah was just one of their victories. You want a Washington, D.C. tour? Just $10. That's the Capitol behind me. This is the IRS building. Oh, I can't tell you that. That's illegal. Washington, D.C. once demanded that guides have a license, so I joined this Segway tour. Aren't they trying to make sure that people get a proper tour?
We give them a proper tour. I mean, I've passed a bar exam. I know how to give a proper tour.
The Institute for Justice sued Washington too, and won. So now at least in D.C. and Savannah, tour guides are free to work.
The free market is taking care of itself. Bad tour companies don't last.
It's been a pleasure walking with you today.
She's right. Competition protects consumers better than licensing laws ever will. But politicians always want more control over you.
Little by little, we've managed to get control of some things, but we still don't have control over a lot.
Yes, you do. Your bottlenecks are everywhere. So I'm glad there are people out there trying to stop them. In our next Bottlenecker video, we'll cover the fight over food trucks.
I could have lost it all.